excited to be diving into this week's energy forecast, the week of August 14th through the 20th. And so I'm going to dive right in as we are experiencing the new moon in Leo. We are leading ourselves into Mercury retrograde. There's a lot of energy occurring right now. We've got this Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde layering over top of each other, and there's just a lot going on. In case you haven't noticed, August has been an emotional month so far. I have been speaking with a lot of my clients over the last few days. There's a lot going on. It's a bit of a bouncing back and forth. There's a lot of good. There's also a lot of challenging things happening. There's a karmic clearing occurring for the month of August. And so as we're experiencing that, we really need to make sure that we are regulating our nervous system, because it's easy to get caught up in the mind and the anxiety and the head spin. And it's also easy to get caught up in the emotions and the feelings of it. And so making sure that we remember over and over and over again, and sometimes you might have to remind yourself of this 100 times a day, you always have a choice in how you experience what's occurring. There's a lot of energy moving through this collective at this time, and you are not at the whim of it, even though it might feel that way. So just recognizing that you always have a choice. There's always a way to navigate the nervous system and to really step back and take a look at the bigger picture of what's going on. We are receiving feedback. The 6 is all about receiving feedback of what we have created, the law of cause and effect. We are the cause of our results. So if we don't like what we're seeing, it can create a lot of self-judgment, a lot of angst, a lot of stress, anxiety. So be aware of that, and hand on heart, I deeply love and accept myself anyway. And when the feedback is coming in that it's flippin' amazing, when those good things happen, celebrate those, honor those, gratitude for those, because that will help you to shift through the month of August. So let's talk about the week of August 14th to the 20th, because we have been in the physical, the diamonds of it, and we're today still, at the time of this recording, still in the diamonds, but we shift over the weekend into clubs energy. Clubs being all about the mind, how we communicate, how we think, how we are expressing ourselves in the world, how we're writing, how we're speaking, how we're communicating and sharing our message, our sales conversations. All of those things are going to come to light as we move into that club's energy. And Mercury retrograde is right around the corner. And so again, that thinking patterns, how we're thinking, how we're communicating, and how we're sharing information, all going to be top of mind. And we've got a new moon in Leo on Wednesday. So lots to talk about today. And as I go through this, if you want to take notes, absolutely. But also recognize it's going to be on YouTube, and it will be on my website later on the blog, fullblastcoaching.com. You can go there at any time and check it out on the blog and bring yourself back to it. Okay. So we begin our week with the Queen of Clubs and end the week on the 6 of Clubs. So lots of mental energy. And with that new moon right smack dab in the middle of it on a 10 of Clubs ruling 4-day, we're going to feel like we want to do things. We want to move the needle forward. There's things that we want to take action on, and yet it might feel like we're spinning around in circles and can't actually get anything done, which is going to cause a bit of that feeling of the itch of like, man, why am I not further ahead than I think I should be? So notice those shoulds, notice what's coming along with that mind. And it might feel like you're not getting anywhere, but you'd be surprised how far you're moving the needle forward, even if it feels like you're not. So be mindful of overwhelm, mental spinning, anxiety. Check that mind. Notice if you're impatient to reach a destination, because it's never about the destination, it's about the pathway to the destination. And so remembering to enjoy the journey. You are farther along than you think. All is well. Breathe into it. Bring your mental awareness into your heart as often as you can, hand on heart. Okay? But this is a week to really focus on your mental energy. To focus your mental energy into some of the more tangible things in your business or in your life. So for example, if you have been kind of putting some workflows together or some standard operating procedures, or maybe you've been avoiding your money and you don't want to look at it, or maybe there's some structural things that need to be taken care of, such as marketing, sales, deliverability, however you're moving your information out into the world, this is a time to really bring your mental capacity into getting those things done. It's a structural piece right before we move into Mercury retrograde. And I talked about this in my August forecast. This is the time to get those systems in place, because as we move into Mercury retrograde, things will get wonky. And then we move into the end of the month, which is crazy emotional, lots of the feeling state, and you're not going to want to set those things in place. So doing it this week, August 14th to the 20th, is going to be key for you as you move into September. So if you have not looked at your money in a very long time, or you don't have a system for navigating your money, or you have no idea how to market your business or anything like that, grab your spot in the 21 Days of Wealth. Let's get those systems in place, as well as shift a bunch of your stories and all that stuff so that you're set up for success. Link is in the comments of in the description of the video. But really, it's a time for you to really move the needle forward in the structural foundation of your business or your life. Maybe there's a junk drawer that needs to be cleaned out. Maybe it's that simple. Maybe you've been meaning to, create a chore list for the house. That would be a perfect time to do things like that. Also be mindful that it's going to be very easy to get frustrated this week. And so recognize the frustration and just breathe. Don't try to do things like a Tyrannosaurus Rex with tiny little arms and a tiny little brain, like trying to put a fitted sheet on a bed with no arms. Recognize when you're in this T-Rex and slow down, slow your roll, take a breath. Remember that Mercury retrograde is coming. And you want to make sure that you're bringing your mind, your mental focus to things that are constructive. Well, we can't do that if we are T-Rexing all over the place. So first and foremost, come back into the body, move the body as much as you can, go for a walk, do some yoga. You don't need to go CrossFit and do crazy stuff, unless you love that, but really just be gentle with the body and move it as much as you can, because it will bring that mental awareness down into the body. So that's the week. Let me dive into the individual days. So Monday, Queen of Clubs, ruling number 2, really about trusting yourself, trusting your innate wisdom, embodying your wisdom, and remembering you know more than you think. It may not be clear in your awareness, new moon energy, you're not going to see the whole picture, but it's really inviting you to channel your wisdom into your business, what you know right now, what you're capable of doing right now, and trusting yourself that that's enough. As we move into Tuesday, Jack of Clubs, ruling number 3, here's where it's likely that the anxiety might hit, this thinking that you don't have it all figured out, that you don't know enough, that you need to go and take a course or sign up for this or do this thing. And, maybe there is an aspect of that, but it's also an invitation to remember that you know enough to take some sort of action. So be open, be curious, get excited about learning new skills, be willing to play with whatever it is, those structures and systems that you're setting up, and be okay with whatever's arising for you. Amplify your curiosity and feel your way through. The Jack of Clubs, very curious, very mental energy. Ruling number 3, mental energy. Lots of anxiety, stress, concern, worry, doubt, insecurity. Or you can channel all of that Jack of Clubs and that ruling 3 into creative energy, creative expression. So even if you have no idea what kind of systems to set up for yourself, go play, go explore the world, go outside, play in the garden, create something, paint something, draw something, write something, have some fun with that energy. And then, don't get stuck in that inaction or anxiety. Move that energy, transmute that energy. As we move into Wednesday, again, that new moon in Leo, 10 of Clubs, ruling 4, it's about being courageous and brave, being willing to express yourself, being loyal to your commitments and your promises to yourself. I talked about this in my 5-day magical money reset, where so many of us are good at holding our commitments to other people, but we forget to hold our promises to ourselves. And so remembering that it is about holding those commitments to yourself. So even if you're in anxiety, go play anyway. Even if you're in anxiety, move the needle forward, stand in that foundation of the dream that you have, of the vision that you have, and be willing to just do one thing that leads you towards it, and then go play, go have fun. Leo energy wants you to like turn on the tunes and blast the stereo and create something, and to be bold and courageous. You know, you have the ability here to get some serious shit done on that day if you can work with your mind and befriend your mind to come down into the body, move your body, and take action. It really wants you to take action and do something about all that energy. The reason why our minds spin is because our minds are full of stuff. So get the stuff out of your brain and into something constructive, bravely and boldly, without apology. Leo energy is fun and playful and brave and strong, and so are you. So embrace this energy. Thursday, expect a pivot. We've got a 9 of clubs, ruling 5 coming in. It's inviting us to open our minds to a new perspective. As we come through that new moon, everything kind of goes dark. We don't really know. We feel like we don't have all the answers. We feel like we haven't figured it all out. And then the 9 of clubs comes along and it's like, pooh, here's something you haven't seen yet. What about this? So stay open to possibility. Stay open to new perspectives. Be curious. And always remember, there is a time for go and there's a time for pause. So honor yourself in that and step back. Look at the bigger picture. Perhaps the beginning of the week, you're focused on something that's more of in the minutia in your business. You're setting up maybe a spreadsheet, or you're cleaning out the junk drawer, or you're creating a chore list, whatever it is that you're creating. And it's more of the minutia of these little tiny pieces. It's a bit of a cleanup. And then the 9 of clubs says, come back and look at that 40,000 foot view. Look at the bigger picture and create a flight plan from there. Choose your direction. That 5 wants you to choose a flight plan that says, okay, I've now got this in place. Now I come back out and I look at the macro and go, okay, where am I going from here? And choosing your destination, choosing where you're going. Then we move into Friday, 8 of clubs, ruling number 6. Notice the stories you're telling yourself. Pay attention to where you're limiting yourself. Pay attention to what patterns have been repeating over and over and over and over again. Where are you keeping yourself stuck? Notice those quote unquote blocks that aren't blocks, they're just perceptions. And really notice any environmental feedback that's coming your way. That 6 energy, we're experiencing the 6 for the entire month of August. So pay attention to what you're seeing and observing in your environment, because it's direct feedback for what's happening on the inside. If you don't like what you see, you get to choose differently. If you like what you see, celebrate and honor and jump for joy and gratitude all over that. Okay? You're the only one holding yourself back. I know you've heard this before, and it's true. Your only thing that limits you is your stories that you tell yourself. And then we move into Saturday and Sunday. Don't allow yourself to be complacent. Don't just all of a sudden be like, it's the weekend, fuck that, I'm out of here, and check out. Be really diligent with your self-trust, with your willingness to move. Saturday is a 7 of clubs, ruling 7. We're in a 7 energy year. It's getting you ready for the 7 energy of month of September that's about to leap us forward in leaps and bounds. So you must be in a place where you can trust yourself. If you don't know how to do that, reach out to me. Let's connect, because I can help you to understand this. But it's really about being willing to take a leap towards your extraordinary. So do not be complacent in the desire for your dream. Do not be complacent and just all of a sudden take a step back, take the foot off the gas pedal, and not continue to move forward. It's really an invitation to choose to trust yourself. So, lots of energy this week. It's a bit bumpy. You've got this. I know you can do hard things. There is work to do. There is work to do. So use that mental energy for your creations and not anxiety and stress and overwhelm. Move that energy, even if it means just brain dumping all of your ideas onto a piece of paper, even if it means that you're having to go for like 3 different walks in the day just to move that energy, even if it means you can't move your body because you seem so stuck in anxiety, get it down on paper, breathe through it. You've got this. You can do hard things. It's all going to be okay. I promise you.